Second leg at the quaddie here, of the quaddie, I should say, at Mornington is over the 1,200 metres, and Regal Might is your $3.50 favourite for the Price and Kent Junior Yard. It's first up today, and the form around Miss Rumbini from last campaign looks good for a race like this. Buades has been in good form as well and building an affinity with the track. It's at $4.20, out from $3.80 though. Mint Man found trouble last up, but then was good to the line, 6 into $4.60. Alcuva for Jerome Hunter has already got the one win on this card, $6.50 into $5. And Enright, $5 out to $6, the famous Geelong Footy Club name. 8 Pure Rain, $9.50 out to 11s. But favourite at the moment, Regal Might, first up for the Price Kent Junior Yard, is at $3.60. And don't forget, on the Sportsbet app, you can add the More Places feature, and you can get exactly that, more places when you bet. You don't have to stop with the top 3. You can go down to top 4, top 5, top 6 or 7, depending on how many runners are in the race. It's a nice little addition to the Sportsbet app, and make sure you check that one out. So what are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
This mounting yard is brought to you by the 2025 Magic Millions Gold Coast Yearling Sale. Catalogue online now.
Into the ad we go for race 6. It's the Sportsbet same race multi-handicap over 1,200 metres. Jerome Hunter won the previous. He's got our Cougar here, who's coming back significantly in trip.
And that's a good option just on the fresh side here. The wide draw isn't necessarily an advantage, but can be a horses for courses track. He's had 3 spins around here for a win and a second placing, so he gets around his home track well. He's had that little freshen up, and you'd argue this is a slight drop in grade on the depth of the form rather than the absolute class rating of the race.
Over to the 2, the favourite for the race in Regal Might. First up, has won fresh up before and did get to the line nicely in a recent jump out.
Yeah, I think he strolled up quite well. I think in an even race he had as good a chance as anything. He's jumped out nicely. He's proven first up. The stable are very good at getting the fitness into horses to be able to race well and win first up. And the Miss Rumbini form, even the Liberami form, although something was wrong and certainly below his best that last run down the at Flemington over the 1,400 metres. So I think the Miss Rumbini form should line up okay here. Even Title Fighter going back a few runs, that form's held up well recently.
Mint Man has tightened up in the betting, and I thought he got home really well once he got clear last time.
Yeah, the race was often gone. Panos Bride was just dominating, and Mint Man was just finding dead ends and ended up well back in the field. Complete excuse, races well here. If Dan Stackhouse can get him out and at least hold a spot not too far away and be within touch, he's got a really good finish on him. He seems to like the way this race sets up with that little straight and then almost slingshots into the race late. He's got a great winning chance.
Enright is horse number 4. The Freedmans are already on the board today. He won convincingly last time out. This is obviously a step up in grade.
Yes, seized the race on that occasion. Buckets Moore just owned the race from the front, and an easier grade of race was able to win. But that's a good performance, a good tick for his only start round this track. You'd think reasonably similar tactics here, although maybe there's some more speed. Maybe even Boardi's rolls forward. There's potential for other speed in the race, but I think he'll be in the first 3 or 4. And the way he won last start, although the track was tending to favour horses in that position, he looks like he can measure up to this grade.
You mentioned Boardi's before, gelding by Lonhro, who was beaten as a $1.95 favourite last time out after winning 2 back here. What did you make of the most recent run?
I didn't really think he had any significant excuses. Milo was just able to peel off his back and run straight past him, but he's going to be somewhere near the speed here, and he's only 3rd up, so you'd think that run most recently he will improve fitness-wise. I think he had a jump out between runs going into that.
Don't need to worry about the 6. The 7 is High Security, who's resuming and did win his latest jump out at Balnarring.
He's got the blinkers off here, and he's probably going to get out over more ground, but I thought he's jumped out well enough to consider here, particularly from perhaps a trifecta first 4 position. He's jumped out nicely. If he can hold a spot from that draw. Daniel Moore was originally a dual engagement here. Malaya Castle, who fortunately has come through that incident earlier on, picks up the ride. She should be able to give this horse a good run if he begins cleanly.
Over to the Pure Rain, horse number 8 from the Snowden stable with the informed Jet Stanley aboard. Horse who got to the line well at Werribee last time out.
He did, and Jungle Sensation just kicked back to win that race, but he'll be fitter with that run. under the belt, and he's a previous second up winner, which is a positive. And I think the little rise from 1,100 to 1,200 metres also a positive for the chances.
Over to the 9 next of all, Gone Global. Zoe Waller was just walking the track before. Not many better people to go for a walk of the track with than Darren Gauci. Just
an icon of the racing industry, Darren Gauci. He was such an amazing rider, and in the days when he was an apprentice, he was just a complete rock star. They were involved in morning television long before the days of pay TV, etc. Just an absolute star is Darren Gauci as a person and as a rider, and guiding Zoe Waller through her early stages of her career. I'm sure that's great for Zoe. He'd need to weave a bit of Gouch magic to be able to help here.
I was thinking to say more or less the same thing about the 10 Highland Beauty, who went straight out onto the track.
Yes, was out there early, just spent a bit of time out the back, late into the mounting yard. Harry Gray straight aboard and out onto the track, and another horse that would need to improve. Just been going around at decent odds on a relatively quick backup if you're looking for a positive.
You're in form today, Warren, and your best bet got up in the previous race. What are your selections for the 6th?
Thought numbers 2 and 3 were the key runners here, and I didn't have a firm opinion, but just like the way that Regal might had trialled up. Mintman with a clean getaway has an obvious key winning chance. Enright takes a rise in grade, but he was good breaking his maiden here last start. And I thought High Security had trialled up well enough that if there's a blowout chance at double figures, I thought High Security could be at 2, 3, 4 and 7.
Well, Regal Might is the favourite with Sportsbet at the moment, $3.70, hovering around that quote. Had been a touch easy, but back into $3.70. Bo Merton's only ride on the program today. Mintman's been the mover, so open $6 into $4 moments ago, back out to $4.20. Buwade's there $3.80 out to $4.40 since markets opened. And Enright, what a great footballer he was for Geelong off the half-back flank there, $5 out to $5.50. Our Cooper, the best of those at longer odds, $6.50. Pretty solid at that quote. But Regal Might, $3.80 favourite here with Sportsbet ahead of race number 6. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
We've got an opportunity to have a look at a couple of replays as we build up to the running of our 6th race. Let's start it off with Enright. So he's third up. He was gelded coming into this preparation. He only had one start as an entire, and he only beat one home and was beaten 21 lengths, so they decided to do something to get his mind on the job. Last time out, Warren, he was ridden with a bit of urgency to lead, but despite that, he was able to put them away when it counted.
Oh, he controlled the race and won well, didn't he? In his first up run, he started favourite. That was a Kilmore, was on heavy ground. So got back onto firmer ground here, which he gets similar scenario today. You'd think he'd be in a forward spot, and yeah, he was ridden with positivity, but he gave nothing else a chance, really, and there was good margins back to the 3rd and 4th place getters there. So a positive win for a horse that you're thinking, can he line up with the rising grade? Well, on the evidence of that run, you think he's at least going to be competitive here and perhaps put himself into the first 2 or 3 again.
And Buwade's is a horse that's been able to win here before, a couple of starts ago. Good record at this stage here, and also a good record at the trip. I agreed with your assessment of the latest run, though, where I thought he had every chance.
Yeah, he's there leading and running the race on his terms. Perhaps a little bit of eyeball pressure there, but Milo's the first horse off the bridle, really coming off his back and ridden along to get out and chase. Buwade's was there to give a kick. Craig Williams aboard. The horse started $1.95 favourite, but under the circumstances seemed to have his chance and just beaten by a horse who was stronger through the line. So although he wasn't weakening on the line, he just wasn't going as well as the winner, but I couldn't make any excuses really for that performance.
There are a couple of the clues, the form clues leading in to this 6th event as far as the market is concerned. Our Couvers drifted from $4.80 out to $7. You were getting $3.90 at one stage about Regal Might. You're now getting $3.70. Mintman's come in from $4.80 into $4. Enright tightening from $6 to $5.50. Buwade's has been fairly solid, fluctuating between that $4.20, $4.40 mark. Pure Rain is the one that they've spected odds here, Warren. 12 into $9, and you've always got to respect what comes from the Snowden stable.
And from that low draw is just going to have a very economical run, although I think we'd say the track's playing pretty fairly. If you're somewhere near the speed and you're getting a reasonably economical run, then you're quite logically you're going to have a chance of being in the finish, and you would think with a clean getaway, Pure Rain just perhaps tucks in behind the speed or gets right there, fitter for that most recent run. Again, I don't think there are any real excuses there at Werribee, but definitely fitter and maps to get the right run. That could be part of the reason why there's some trimming up from double figure odds in for Pure Rain.
Once today's done and dusted, it's a busy Saturday of racing on racing.com. Have you had a look at the fields for Moonee Valley tomorrow, Warren?
I have. I've had a look at Moonee Valley. I haven't gone any further than that. I haven't looked at Cranbourne for Saturday night. But, yeah, as you know, with so much racing, you have to really manage your time. But, yeah, I've worked through the Moonee Valley program and looking forward to seeing Saturday afternoon racing at the Valley. I love the afternoon racing at the Valley. I know they've established that sort of premium place and the first hold on the night racing program. But Saturday afternoons at the Valley are a very pleasant experience when the weather's on your side.
Absolutely. I think there's a few showers forecast, but overall weather's going to be on the pleasant side of things. 10 race card, 12:15 is kick-off time. Race 1 at 12:15 on a 10-race program. Was there anything that you're looking forward to, whether it's from a betting point of view or even a horse that you're intrigued to get to see the races tomorrow, Warren?
Well, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Galileus in the first. He's a horse that could get himself quite worked up in the mounting yard when he first came here as an imported galloper with the Freedman stable, and thought his first up run over 2,500 metres was good. I wasn't there for that, but I think he might be starting to acclimatise a little bit better, so looking forward to seeing him get out to the 3,000 metres. Interested to see how Just for Show, getting deep enough into the campaign, but thought it's had a great prep for the Hayes stable, goes around in race 4, the Vobis Gold Carrot, and ticking that 1,400 metre box at Ballarat last start, for me, just looks a horse who's in a very winnable race, despite attracting a little penalty for what he's done to date. You don't mind penalising horses in a small way for winning, because it's a great habit for a horse to have.
It is indeed, yes. So there are a couple of things to look out for at the Valley coming up tomorrow. You can join the full team on racing.com for full coverage of that meeting, as well as Kerrang and Morphettville, and then into Saturday Night Fever coming up from Cranbourne, the first of their 4 Saturday night meetings. We're on air at 11:45 as well, live from the Valley. So they are moving up. Favourite at this point is Mintman at 360, the on-top selection for you, TB.
Yes, and looking at that Just for Show race, Princess Q, she looks like she's one of the two can win that. As they get set here, we're nearly ready to go. Gee, I think Mintman's the safest way to go on this race, and I see he's been well backed also. High Security moving in, Buades to move in. Gets right up on his toe, and now Kuva, probably find these a bit sharp. He's 480 at one stage. That was very short. He's out to 750 now, $8. As Mintman's the new favourite from Regal Might. Buades and Inright, and Pure Rain was specking from the inside gate. Nearly ready. Now Kuva to move up. And we're just about ready to see them run. Now Kuva into the machine. Mintman, the new favourite. Highland Beauty stands well with Pure Rain. Movement out wide. They're ready this time, and Regal Might began only fairly, but he's going to be shooting through to be in the top 3 early as Buades leads the way in right, and Regal Might going fast from Pure Rain, Highland Beauty. Then came Gone Global. Mintman got well back with High Security, and Alcuva last of all. In right on a dry track, a winner last start leads the way from Regal Might, striding up a clear second, 800 out from Buades. They're followed by Highland Beauty, Gone Global, Pure Rain, then High Security, Alcuva. And Mintman's found himself in a horrible spot. He's last on the fence and easing off heels. In right front runner, Regal Might's got him in sight, 3/4 back. Gone Global striding up wide from Buades the fence. Alcuva coming around them from Highland Beauty. Then came Pure Rain looking for somewhere to go. Mintman's got rump stake all around him with High Security. He's outside. They turn the bend. In right being nursed along from Regal Might. In right travelling the better. A length away Buades, and then Alcuva running on with Pure Rain. In right kicked. Led by a length and a half. Regal Might hasn't given up the ghost with Buades. Mintman's coming from the back of the Burke. It's Regal Might going up to win right, taking the lead. Regal Might in front and wins the money. Regal Might has gone home to win from in right. I think Mintman third, Pure Rain fourth, Buwade's fifth. They're followed next of all by Alcuva, High Security, Highland Beauty and Gone Global last in. Well, it didn't look too good turning the bend because Enright left him as heads turned for home. And he's gone on to win. He showed good fight. Stable's so good with their horses first up. Photo's second and third. It will go to Mintman, a nose in front of Enright. Wow, Mintman's been a certainty beat. He got into a horror spot as where Regal Might, who didn't fly the leads, he was back in the field, but he quickly got up outside the leader. And the leader for the race was Enright, who came off that Mornington maiden win, and he showed a good kick turning the bend. But the other horse has just been a little bit too good for him, Regal Might. He's by the great old racehorse and wonderful sire Magnus, by Merton's riding for Price and Kent Jr. Been a pretty good combination. He's got a good little record. He's only had 6 runs, 2 wins to date. But looks like there's a bit more in store for him today. And he's got the job done. That was his first win after winning back in November 2023. Very lightly raced and a good performance, good, tough, gritty performance. Mintman just got nowhere to go in the run. Daniel Stackhouse, he just had to wait. By the time he got out, the race was over. It's a miracle he got within a half length. And third, Enright, who again has made that win a back-to-back performance. And Pure Rain, being held up on the fence, has run well for Jet Stanley. Buwade's, that's probably about him, I think. 2, 3, 4 and 8. Time pretty handy at 1:10.53. 2, 3, 4 and 8. And the winner, Regal Might, proving just a little bit too good. Cindy Alderson, the trainer of the second horse, celebrated her 60th birthday the other day. And third prize going back to the fence for Enright, who looked to have the eventual winner off the bit turning for home and got away from him, but Regal Might really knuckled down hard. And it's been a gritty performance to win. I wonder what the story, Warren, has been with him, because to win first up, that's been a good effort against some reasonable horses.
And great stable to get horses ready first up. And you're right, he was off the bridle, probably one of the first to come off the bridle, but just they must have built a good base of fitness, because he rallied under Bo Mertens to run down Enright and Mintman. So frustrating. He's got priors for that, for missing the kick and getting back and needing a little bit of help. But let's hear more from the Price and Kent stable about the winner. A really good performance from Regal Might first up.
Yeah, thanks for that, Warren. Joined by Matt Norton. Horse jumped out well here, Matt. So did the stable come here with a bit of confidence?
A little bit of confidence, mate. First up, you can always be, well, we've got a happy set of owners over there. Yeah, look, he took the right posse. He was sort of second, wanted to go forward originally, but he got the job done.
Certainly did, and it was a fairly tough effort because there were a number of challenges over the last 100 metres.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he kept fighting at it, that's for sure. And, his best run today would be Caulfield when he runs second to Rumbini, and he's come back to a bit of that good form here today.
Is that the plan with him eventually, to get him back to town?
Absolutely, yeah, without a doubt. First up is a good starting point, 1,200, and go from there.
Who's shouting the owner's drinks after this?
Oh, hopefully I'm getting shouted one, mate. That'd be fantastic.
You deserve it. Well done, Matt.
No worries, thank you.
We're going to chat to Bo Mertens in a moment once he's weighed in, but there's a throng of owners here who are loving this moment, and why wouldn't you? They've come to the races, it's Christmas time, they haven't seen their horse race since July. He's jumped out well, so there would have been a fair degree of anticipation for them, and he's been able to get the job done in a handy Class 1 contest. Bo, good of you to pop in and ride a winner today.
Yeah, it's always good, especially for Price and Kent Jr. Good team that I am associated with, so it's always good to get winners for them.
Describe the run and transit you had.
I was very happy. Jumped well, was able to get across to a spot relatively easy. Once Daniel Moore crossed to the lead, my horse just tracked up beautifully, and just around the bend there, I thought he might have been beat. He wasn't really cornering that well. I sort of had to really ride him to balance him up, and once I did, I just felt him pull away nicely.
Okay, so perhaps would a more spacious track suit him better?
Yeah, just the way he got around today. It is a quite awkward, tight turning track, Mornington, so you probably didn't appreciate it a lot, but like you said, a bigger surface, bigger track will probably suit him a lot better.
Great stuff, well done.
Thank you.
At 0.8 of a second inside standard time, so Enright's set a solid tempo, and there's Mintman. Unfortunately, if you're hoping for a cleaner getaway from Mintman, he had other ideas, and Dan Stackhouse in an awkward spot with the blue sleeves, white, yellow colours back in the field. He had to try and slice through the field at the turn into the home straight. As we pick them up with about 400 to go, we've got Enright leading, and Regal Might wobbled a little bit round the turn into the home straight. We can see there Bo Merton's just on one rein, just trying to keep him as straight as possible. But first up, he was off the bridle, but he really did balance up. Enright gave a good kick. Pure Rain back to the inside, working through Mintman after effectively losing a length or two at the start, ending up in an awkward spot, no doubt running some great lake sectionals relative to the day, but not enough to get that next win on the road. Great to see Bo Merton's rider win off the Price Kent Junior stable. He was apprenticed to Mick Kent Senior, and his dad, Peter Merton's, rode his first Group 1 winner in Rustic Dream for Mick Price. So the Mertons, Kent family and the Price families, they go back a long way in racing as we head to a break on racing.com.